Alright, what's on the league Reddit? Ambition talks about the new music video. Oh my god, look at all this fucking Heavy is the Crown things. New patch, we'll go through it a little bit. Korea's news channel discusses it as well. Heavy is the Crown without Linkin Park. Okay, what? How have they pulled it together without Linkin Park? Don't they have to cut the song down a bit? What did you replace the Linkin Park with? The plane teaser's out. Yeah, we got a lot to do. We got a lot to do. Oh, they just repeated shots. It's actually better without Linkin Park, though. Wait, it's so much better, actually. It's crazy. Feels like my immersion's never really ruined. I also feel like this player doesn't really fit in any of it. And I'm not trying to bang on he shouldn't be there or anything. It's just I get that they're trying to predict who's going to be at Worlds, but I don't understand why they're trying to predict. So it's a CBLOL player who played for Red Canids, I think, or something. He just feels a little bit out of place in this because he didn't make Worlds, and this is the problem Riot has sometimes. They try to predict who makes Worlds, and then the person who doesn't make it just looks a bit silly. They should always just make a video of the year before. I think they should stop trying to, my opinion at least, I think they should stop trying to predict what's going to happen. I think if you always just take the story from before and turn it into an animated story, that's always going to be great. Everyone's going to love that every time. Stop yapping. Oh, they slowed the shots down. Oh my god, they had to slow a lot of shots down, didn't they? The slow motion is manky. And the slow motion does look bad though. Chat, I'm not here to be a lawyer, and everyone's saying T1 fans are complaining and they're toxic. Bro, it's not T1. It's not even T1 fans. It's every Korean League of Legends fan is upset about it. It's not. What are you on about it? It's literally, from what I've seen, it's just all Korean fans that are just not fans. I actually like the song. The song I really like. I really like the song. Like, I love the song. I love it. Chat, I love it. I love it. I'm in love with the song. The slow-mo is manky. Oh, there they are. There's Linkin Park. That's what it should look like. There we go. That's much better. If you cut out all the slow motions, that should have been their part. So how much screen time did they have? Because, I mean, look at this. Ambition's complaining about it as well, I think. Ambition says that the first impression of the video was awful. He watched the video twice and knows all the problems. The first problem is, why is Linkin Park in the music video? That's a major issue. I thought about why. Do you guys know the song Enemy, the Arcane song? Yeah, there is Imagine Dragons in the video. It was a great hit, but this one, there are too many parts where Linkin Park appears. Even Imagine Dragons appears as a customer in the bar and enemy. This time, Linkin Park is taking the whole screen. I'm like, what is this? Like, they are just singing the main scene. I couldn't understand. The song should have been dedicated to Faker. Why not? The story and the plot was good. And Faker doesn't really appear that much as well. Another issue is that there are too many characters. There are a lot. I mean, a lot. I can't identify who is who. Like, everybody is deaf in this video. And the last scene where Faker becomes Azir, if you told me that it was me wearing white glasses, I probably would have believed you. Look at this part. Why the fuck is Faker being overlapped with her? The story could have not been any better. He waited so long for his fourth win. Riot deserved to get insulted. I think they're totally crazy. There's no story in this video, like nothing. There's nothing at all. Jesus, man. Ambition just went in on them.
유명 게임
What is this?
리그 오브 레전드의 올해 월드 챔피언십 대회 주제곡이 공개됐습니다. 지난해
It's on the
페이커의
news as well.
록밴드 린킨 파크가 노래했습니다.
Wait, she's the GOAT or what? Is she like sign languaging the lyrics?
라이엇 게임즈는 매년 공개하는 주제곡에서 지난 대회의 이야기를 녹여냅니다. 꺾이지 않는 마음을 가사에 담아 화제가 됐던 지난해 뉴진스에 이어 올해는 린킨 파크가 참여했습니다. 그래미상을 2번이나 수상한 록밴드로 7년 만에 새 보컬과 함께 활동에 나서서 기대를 모았는데요.
So they didn't really have an
오늘
opinion. They
새벽
just gave the
공개된
news.
뮤직비디오 벌써 400만 조회수를 넘겼습니다. 지난해 우승의 주역인 페이커의 모습과 왕관의 무게를 견뎌라는 가사가 눈에 띄었는데요. 다만 작년 T1의 극적인 우승과 선수들의 이야기를 충분히 다루지 않고 가수에 너무 치중했다는 아쉬움 섞인 목소리도 있습니다.
This thing has almost 4 million subscribers.
롤드컵 11월 영국에서 결승전을 치릅니다.
Jesus.
아침엔 앵커 정재우입니다. 지금 이 기사 가장 먼저 매일 아침 7시 반에 보실 수 있습니다.
Man, I never really watched the news, but I would actually kind of want to watch the news these days. I don't know. As I got older, I feel like having the news on in the background is quite nice to just listen to. We've got a huge system update. We'll be nerfing almost every legendary item in the game between 5 to 12%. By doing this broad nerf, we hope to reduce snowballing, slow down late game combat pacing, and make overall combat in the game more readable. So it's kind of like another durability update or what? We're primarily reducing movement speed, ability haste, and damage output for classes and subclasses that don't need it, while preserving the stats for those who do. We're also re-adding lethal tempo back into the game, but replacing the very high late-game attack speed and capstone bonus attack range with extra on-hit damage, which should still make it great sustained damage rune without invalidating attack speed purchases. This change comes with smaller updates to a few minor runes as well. A few champions are getting noteworthy updates. Elise has been re-scripted and got a few QOL updates. Cassante has been given a large update to increase the player against experience for his opponents while sharpening his abilities. Tristana has been given a passover of each of her abilities to buff her in the bot lane without delivering as much power in the mid lane. We're also adding several usability and QOL features into the game. Players can queue up and partially buy legendaries with a single click, complete with an on-screen reminder of when it's time to recall to finish the job, or when you forgot to buy something at all. Potions will remind you they're in your inventory when you're low. Turret particles have been updated and now grow in size. Sorry. And Frosty, as the turret heats up and deals more damage. A new announcement has been added for the spawn of epic monsters. And when your jungler gets invaded, they're too busy fighting for their life to beseech for help. The game will automatically inform that team is an active threat. TLDR, you can now get a little pop-up that says you can now buy your item, so you don't have to count how much gold you need. Your jungler will automatically be pinged on your minimap if he's getting invaded. Potions will probably ping themselves when you're fighting or low. They're trying to make the game a bit easier, I think, for newer players. They've only buffed Vladimir. They've done one change to the nerf, and they've nerfed Vladimir, and they've adjusted those 3 champs, and then they've just changed all the systems of the game. Ultimate Spellbook's coming out. My bad interactive mode. Did you face check a brush or gray screen and steal a kill from enemies by mistake? Accidentally waste summoner? We're adding a light-hearted way to express your team that you made an error. Using the I, is that I or L? I, L keyboard bind will trigger this emote, and your team can press I to let you know everything's okay. If everyone responds, the emote will transform into a celebration for the whole team. A little apology can go a long way. This is going to end badly. I can see it already. Like, I need to see what that emote celebration looks like. Is there a vault of what it looks like, or is there a clip? I need to see what it looks like, because I can see like the fucking the name calling is going to be crazy depending on what that looks like. Imagine having Bowser on your team. Every 30 seconds, you just see this pinged on the right side of your screen while he's dead. Ranked split 3 is out. Bro, look at this, chat. Look at this. Ready? What is that? What is that? We won't. And that is just page 1. This is just for Cassante. There's a page 2. Ward experience is gone. So basically, if you ward their fucking Raptors level 1 and they sweep it and kill it and give mid laner XP, he can't get level 2 on the first wave. Elise is getting a few QOL updates. We'll go through them quickly. Target gets revealed for a short duration when Elise gets them. So she gets some, what, true sight or what's revealed? Spiderlings always regenerate full health when resummoned. Spiderlings jump on Q spellcast rather than waiting for Elise to land on target. E now reveals stealth units and shares its duration with stun duration. You can now flash during the cast to redirect the cocoon. So it's basically like RE flash now, right? Repel buff is now always applied after descending. After 1 second in the air, Elise can recast E or target the ground immediately to drop her back down, and her spider forms cool down slower. Nice. This is just Cassante changes. So we're not going to go through that. Bro, I am not reading all of that. I fucking hate that champ enough, and I've seen it reworked at least 15 times. I don't even know what this is going to be. I'm probably going to finish reading this, learn Cassante's new spells, and he's going to rework it again. Is there a TLDR? Cassante has been a difficult champion in the hands of skilled players. He offers high level safety, reliability, and general power regardless. This has made him a good pro player champ. With the changes, we're asking Cassante to commit to fights and actively outplay opponents, taking risks and testing his skill against players. His Q and W are less reliable, but players who can consistently land their spells regardless should find even more success. His lane's safety has been reduced and compensated with more power to actually win rather than passive skill. Attack range is down. Oh my god, do I want to read all of this? I think we're going to have to do it real quick, and I'll give you a TLDR. Should I read it all quick and give you a TLDR? His attack range is down. Now causes Cassante's abilities and attacks abilities and passive to deal an additional 1 plus 1% per 100 bonus distance to target's max health as physical damage while in all out. No longer deals true damage. No longer deals increased damage while in all out. So they basically, when he ults, his passives change now. He doesn't get attack range. He doesn't get increased damage. Doesn't get true damage. He just makes it so his abilities and attacks deal an additional 1% plus 1% per 100% bonus resistances of the target's max health as physical damage. So they've kind of like squished his passive a bit when he ults. His passive damage is down. No, it's actually, his passive damage is it's up. It's flattened, right? It's 1 to 2% target, but it's flat 20. So his passive damage is up. All right, his Q mana cost is flattened. His damage of his Q is up a lot on the base. From 30 to 70 level 1. And the bonus resistance damage increase, but it's reduced. It's taken off its plus 40 AD scaling, which I don't think was that useful, was it? Oh, once again slows enemies hit will all out. So when he ults you now, his Q slows you again. But the width is shorter. It's a lot shorter. Remove the 100 unit circle collision around Cassante for Q1. No longer resets upon casting R. So you can't reset your Q. You can't QR, and the Q is shorter, and the cast time is higher. All out modifier reduced by 1 second with a 1 second minimum reduced by 33%. Isn't that the same thing? Am I crazy? Or is it less? All out cooldown modifier reduced by 1 second with a 1.3 second minimum. It's reduced by 33% now. Isn't that just the same thing? Just a little bit less later, I guess? Basically, it sounds like what they've done with this Q is they've made it do a little bit more damage, but they made it harder to hit. But they've rewarded you for hitting it if you ult. And that seems to be it. I think he actually, overall, his Q sounds a bit stronger mid to late game. Just a bit harder to play, I guess. And the cooldowns, like you get punished for missing, basically, right? W damage is flattened higher. They've taken the AD ratios off. Plus 85% bonus resistances. It's 8% times 2% plus per 100 bonuses in target maximum health. Now deals a maximum of 180 damage against monsters. What the fuck? cooldown is extremely lowered. Minimum cast time is 0.4. Max cast time is 1 second now. We'll go partial distance and not fully charged. Stun duration is lowered early. Cassandra can no longer change its direction after casting the spell. Ooh, that is important. That is a huge change. You can't change your direction after casting this spell. That is the biggest change on the W. You can't just hold it and spin your mouse and decide what to do. You're going forwards or backwards. While an all-out now deals an additional 0 to 110% of its damage as true damage based on charge time, all-out damage reduction is increased, no longer charges more quickly in all-out. Okay, so you can kind of see what they mean by they want to check, they want to make it so Cassandra, if he goes in, he goes in, if he goes out, he goes out. The cooldown of his E is lowered later. E now has a 50% cooldown reduction in all-out, no longer grants range while in all-out, no longer grants Cassandra's basic attack, resets basic attack, so you can't auto E-auto. No longer goes over walls while in all-out. That's a big one. You can't dash over walls now as Cassandra, unless you E your ally in normal form. Dash speed is also slower, but it depends on your move speed. Dash speed to ally is... it's unchanged, I guess. All-out dash speed is a bit higher, and all-out dash speed to ally is also a bit higher. Okay. It sounds like overall he's a bit stronger, just he gets punished more. He's like easier to punish, it sounds like. So his ult base damage is a bit higher, sure. Follow-up damage is scaling off bonus health and is doing physical damage now, right? No magic damage. The duration is lower. His attack speed is increased. He gets 50% armor pen. He gets 20% Omnivamp. It doesn't give AD based on your bonus distances though, and no longer grants heals equal to 10-15% damage to Del's champions, which doesn't really matter because you have 20% Omnivamp anyway. So that kind of like cancels it out, I guess. Can no longer be reactivated to end early. Will now properly reduce bonus distances from Jack Shot Protein. What do you mean now will properly reduce them? It sounds like his spells are just... they've made it so... yeah, the best way to describe it is similar in ways, but way easier to punish and easier to outplay as well. They made it more clanky. I mean, I'd have to play it, but it does sound like the Q width change and the W direction and the E not going over walls will make him a lot more like clunky. You're just kind of like, you can't really follow up much more. You can't really... yeah, you're much less versatile in team fights. Which is interesting. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. It could be disgusting to play. He sounds like he's going to be very slow. Is best way to put it. Not movement speed wise, but when it comes to fighting. What have they done to Tristana? Tristana, they've done a bit of change as well. They've upped her attack range. They've upped her AD. They've reduced her AD growth. They've upped her attack speed ratio. They've reduced her passive range, but I mean, they did give her base range. Her Q is now more attack speed. Her W is lower. W slow duration is flattened. The damage is also... wait, her W is now scaling off 75% bonus AD. What the fuck? So what they've essentially done, and I think this is a smart change, because Tristana is a mid laner, and because Tristana's one of her biggest strengths was like, you can level 3 all in, for example. The W slow was a big reason why you could chase them down and kill. The slow duration was useful, but the damage was actually quite high. So they flattened the damage, made it scale of bonus AD, so it's more of a scaling tool. And it also is not as good in all-in, so I guess it does like force her back into bot lane a bit more. Also gives her more range, so she can play against more AD carry champs, right? Her E damage is down on her when she hits the minions, so she can't push as fast. Active damage is 10% AD ratio off. But wait, what? It's flattened early, but the percentage AD ratio early is also a lot higher. Crit strike modifier, damage is multiplied by 1 to 1.3 based on crit strike chance, 33% more damage at 100% critical strike. And now it's up to 2.15% based on critical strike chance, 75% more at 100% critical strike, 115% more damage at 100% crit strike, and an infinity edge. So her E damage has a lot stronger of a crit modifier on it. Her ult is now a stun. Is it a knockback still? Is it a knockback stun or is it just a stun now? It is a knockback stun. Okay, so it knocks them back and stuns them. What the fuck? The damage is flattened a bit, but it scales up bonus AD. A stun. It's this seems a bit... This stun is really short, you know? This is really short. Level 16, it's 0.7 second stun. And then Vladimir, they nerfed his W max, I guess. 60% effective healing against minions. Done. Alright, all of these items, I'm not going to go through them. Like, maybe I'll do a big patch rundown after Worlds or something, but the reason I don't want to start talking about all of this is because the Worlds patch is completely different. And if I start seeing all these item changes, I'm going to start getting really confused when it comes to Worlds. Lethal Tempo is back with a new rework. We've removed the previous one because of too much power in its budget. Tempo change. Attacking the enemy champion will grant a stack of Lethal Tempo for 6 seconds. Attacking enemy champion grants a stack of Lethal Tempo for 6 seconds, up to 6 stacks. Each stack grants 5% melee and 4% range attack speed. Okay. At max stacks, attacks also fire a note that deals 90 to 30 melee and 6 to 24 range, increased by 1% per 1% bonus attack speed as adaptive damage. Lethal Tempo now tracks how many of your attacks against champions are perfectly timed. Perfectly timed attacks launch within 0.25 seconds of when you attack is ready after previous attacking champion. So, TLDR, hit equals you will hit faster. Hit faster equals you'll do more bonus damage per hit. Okay. You're back.
Eu tinha muita vontade de novo de vir pro Internacional.
I hope this teaser bangs. I like the calm teasers on the debut ones are good. That shot is really cool.
大家都是一整年的努力，都是为了进这个最后一步。
Mình nghĩ chắc chắn sẽ có kỷ niệm gì đó đáng nhớ.
Năm năm rồi quay lại thấy hào hứng không sao? Vui phết ha.
5 years.
5 năm rồi.
Kiểu mình trở lại một nơi mà cũng có ít ký ức, nhiều ký ức buồn, nhiều ký ức đẹp.
Lại buồn lại đẹp.
2019, right?
Ngọn lửa đam mê không giờ tắt hả?
Thì phải có đam mê chúng ta mới tiến đến đây chứ.
Chắc chắn rồi. Lần đầu win nha.
ゆいさんベルリンに戻ってきましたけどどうですか？
エビー。
懐かしいね。
懐かしいですね。
懐かしい。PC で学んだことめちゃくちゃあるね。まあ、でもやっぱり一番はなんだろう。まず考え方を柔軟にしないといけない。
오 정격이다. 와 미쳤다.
Were you ever thinking about making Worlds in your rookie year?
Honestly, not really. I kind of just like took it day by day, and whatever happens, happens, you know?
NPC.
My older brother, Viper, he's the reason I'm here. I want to make him proud of me.
Aw.
You'll get your chance.
Hoy, ¿en cuántos mundiales estuviste?
Estuve en 4 mundiales. Para mí se siente algo bonito, se siente algo especial.
Espero ser la persona que pueda darle la última sonrisa a una región entera.
Espero que todos demos lo mejor de cada uno y que salgamos con la cabeza en alto.
It's in the studio.
Thì bọn mình sẽ thi đấu về thức đó là boba. Trên những cái gì? Trên những vị tướng nào và thể hiện đúng những chất tướng
SOFM.
tự tin vào những con tướng mà mình sở hữu được.
I mean, it's gonna be a lot of regions. It's gonna be super fun. It's gonna be a lot of different metas.
We compete here every week. It's certainly an advantage. It's our stage.
Chuẩn备啦，准备上去了。
上次一起打世界赛6年前嘛。
因为6年没有打世界赛，其实就是蛮兴奋的，而且还可以再跟你打一次。
哦
是啊，是啊，
那次差一点，差一把晋级。
Flash Wolves, right? Flash Wolves
信
days.
心满满，这次信
这次
心满满。
突破一下，真的突破一下。我已经听到掌声了。
走啊，先熟悉一下。
E as minhas esperanças é fazer história para o Brasil. Já faz muito tempo que eles já pararam de acreditar.
Titan!
Eu acho que se eu passar do grupo stage, acho que eu já vou ter conseguido fazer eles acreditar mais uma vez. E a gente é um time novo, eu quero mudar isso, eu quero que seja diferente dessa vez. Então, espero que vocês acreditem.
那我会在入围赛碾压其他队伍的，因为这是我的目标放得更远。
Eu venho sonhando por esse momento assim.
Esta no es mi primera vez, tampoco será la última.
That was a good teaser. That was a really good teaser. I think they did really good. Amazing. So that's what you want from a plains tease. I like the kites. It's only plains, but I think that was they did really good. They did really good there. You know who made that chat? I think that was made by Phil. I think Phil's doing the teasers for Worlds again.